everyone at home or wherever you happen to be. I'm Miss Jaime, and welcome to another Art Explorations for Kids. So today we're going to create a colorful, ferocious fish using a technique of folding paper called origami, which is Japanese for ori, meaning folding, and kami, meaning paper. So we are going to take a sheet of our mixed media paper. We are going to fold it right down the center. Make sure our edges are even. And create a really good crease. But you want to make sure that you have a really good crease, so go ahead and go over that fold a couple of times. Now what you're going to want to do is fold back each flap of this paper and create another crease. We're going to start on one side. Do the same thing, go over that crease a couple of times to make sure it's nice and flat. Then turn our paper over and fold this side over. Okay. So now, what you should have is a paper that's divided into 4 different sections, and when we close it, it should look something like this. And we're going to draw our fish on the front here so that when we open it, its mouth is going to show a bunch of teeth. So what I want you to do now is take your paper and fold the back part down and lay it flat, just so that you have the crease to work with right here in the middle. Okay, so now we're going to start drawing our fish. We're going to draw an almond shape for the body. Bring the body under the crease. And then we're going to give him nice wavy tail. Go over that crease and bring the tail down. Give him a big old eyeball. Draw on his pupil. And then come around with a C to give him that little highlight of light. I'm going to go ahead and outline in the crease here his mouth. When we open, we'll outline that a little bit more. And then finally, I'm going to go ahead and add in his top fin, kind of like creating waves, and down. Okay, so now we have our fish without his mouth open. So now we need to go ahead and open up our paper and work on the inside of our fish. So you can see from where I have drawn the mouth here and down here, we can just go ahead and go over it a little bit. And we're going to bring that down and finish off the opening of his mouth. And over here, we're going to go ahead and finish his tail by completing our wavy pattern that we've started when we have our paper closed. All right, and now for the fun part, we want to create some super sharp teeth. I'm just going to have those sticking out and create these jagged, mountainy shapes. Now we're going to want to go ahead and put in our pattern of our fish. So I'm going to go ahead and start some lines. And maybe your fish has a pattern where he has some thick lines and thin lines. Maybe they're all tiny lines, maybe they're all wide. Just give them as many stripes as you'd like. And I'm going to make the division between the body and the tail here. And I want to go ahead and give him some stripes on his tail as well. You can give your fish as many stripes as you'd like. I'm going to give mine kind of some fatter stripes here. And now we have our fish all outlined. And you can see now when we close up our paper, we have this friendly sweet fish. And when we open up our paper, he turns into a ferocious fish. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and color our little origami picture here. And we're going to use our Tombow markers. So I'm going to go ahead and pick out colors that I want to use for my fish, and you do the same. And once we finish our pictures, we'll come back and see how each other's turned out. Okay, so welcome back. Now we have our completely colored in fish. And you can see I've used lots of yellows, oranges, and greens in my fish. And if we open him up, it's got these huge yellow teeth. And I am really excited to go and show everybody my new ferocious fish that we have created with this awesome origami technique. So we are officially done with the beginner portion of this lesson. If you are happy with your origami fish, then you can go ahead and stop the lesson right here. If you would like to add more to your ferocious fish picture, then stick around and we'll begin the advanced portion in just a minute. Welcome back to the advanced portion of our lesson. We are going to take the time now to add some details in our background and just utilize this little fold that we've created a little bit more to show more hidden fun in our background here. So what we're going to start off doing is by adding just a few little pieces of seaweed coming up from the bottom here. If you'd like to add more, you can. I'm going to bring one piece here behind his fin. Okay. And now, because we've called this a ferocious fish, I think we need to have another fish running away from him, showing just how ferocious he is. So, we're going to start off and create our almond shape again like we did for our first fish. Maybe we'll give him a different type of tail. Almost like an angelfish. Give him a huge eye with a pupil looking back. Then give him a little top fin. Wave down. Let's see. Maybe we'll add a few little bubbles coming up as well. And I'm going to continue these onto our top flap too, just because it'll be fun when we have our picture closed like this to see these extra bubbles, where they're coming from once you open the page and see that they're coming from this little fish. Okay. And something we want to pay attention to when our picture's closed, you notice we've cut off the top of our seaweed here. We want to make sure that that makes sense and continues up here. And so that this makes sense up here, we're going to go ahead and add an extra little fish right in here. Now I'm going to give him one more fish friend down here to complete our school of fish that's running away from our ferocious fish. I'm going to give him a unique tail as well. And a different type of wavy fin. And also looking back as he runs away. Make sure that ferocious fish is far behind him. Okay, so now that we have our school of fish running away from our ferocious fish, and we've added in some background elements and these fun little bubbles coming up, we're going to go ahead and color in everything with our acrylic paints. So I'm going to take my number 6 Creative Inspirations brush, and I've picked out a few colors here. You can pick your own. We'll go ahead and put up on the screen the colors that I'm using, but go ahead and pick out the colors that you would like to use for your painting if you are inspired by something else. So now I'm going to go ahead and color in all these fun little details that we've added to our painting, and when we're done, we'll have a ferocious fish chasing our little tiny fish. Okay, so now we've completed our ferocious fish painting. We have added in a school fleeing our ferocious fish, and when we close it, we have our sweet innocent fish. When we open it, it reveals our ferocious fish with these giant pointy teeth. I hope you all take the time to look into origami a little bit more and see all the amazing things that can be done with just a few folds of paper. And maybe with this technique that we've done of folding this paper into 4 different sections, you can practice drawing animals from different directions, not just from the side, but maybe from the front. So I hope you all had fun working on this project with me. I had so much fun working on it with you, and I can't wait to see you all on the next Art Explorations for Kids.